Answer: we don't. I have yet to meet another gay person, by which I mean same-sex attracted only, who legitimately hates bisexual people. Now, it's true that plenty of us are hesitant to date bisexual people, or that we might laugh along at some of the stereotypes, but in general, when I see a bisexual person complaining online about biphobia, a lot of them tend to misunderstand why gay people don't want to date bisexuals. They often simplify it down to being told to pick a side or being called promiscuous, but in the end, it's more complicated than that. So I'd like to start this discussion with a little trip into my own dating history. In freshman year of high school, I started going out with another girl in my grade. I thought she was adorably shy, and even though we mostly just texted and saw each other in school, I liked her a lot. And then, just after our real date, she mentioned that her mother wanted her to date a boy. Because, you see, she was closeted, and I was not. My mom outed me in the 8th grade to my dad, and they changed how they treated me entirely after that. But she knew. I would never force anyone to come out before they were ready, and I wasn't expecting her to proclaim her love or do anything grand. But when she said that her mother was forcing her to date a boy, I didn't want to be the second fiddle. We broke up. She asked to get back together, but ultimately I just couldn't handle the idea of being treated as a lesser option, not when I felt she could always refuse her mom, or at least choose to be single. I mean, after all, we were only 15. In freshman year of college, I was finally 18. I lived on the outskirts of Atlanta, and I had freedom that I'd never had before, to meet other people just like me. I went on a date with a girl from Agnes Scott, which is a very prolific girls-only school with a reputation for attracting lesbians. I even applied there before deciding on my own college. And, I thought the date went really well. We went to the art museum, and I really did enjoy her company. And then she told me that she had a boyfriend. Oh, she liked me, but she wanted to date the two of us. Her boyfriend, far away and long distance and long term, and me while she was in the city for school. Later that year, I met someone again. She insisted on talking on the phone, and for a good 2 weeks before meeting, we talked for an hour or more each day. I drove 3 hours to meet her for the first time, and the first date was great. We walked around the downtrodden hick town we found to be in the middle, and she paid for lunch and even bought me a necklace. I was excited, happy for her second date, and then she revealed that she had a boyfriend and wanted to date me as well. It was forming a pattern. These bisexual women who would make me think that there was a chance before admitting, like the dirty secret they knew it was, that they had a man in their life. Even if they intended on keeping us separate, even if they insisted I would never have to sleep with their man, it felt like I was just a toy, a dirty little secret that they could have fun with and string along and never consider as a serious option for a relationship. One of my friends mentioned that she was bisexual. It was my 18th birthday. I threw a big sleepover bash, had a bunch of liquor, and the 5 of us had gotten thoroughly sloshed. She was drunk, but she'd been drunk before, never mind that she had a boyfriend, never mind that he intended to marry her one day. She mentioned that if some of our other friends weren't there, she would sleep with me. I wrote it off as drunken rambling, and we continued to hang out. On other occasions, she would bring up her sexuality and mention that she would have sex with a woman but never date one, and I tried to ignore it. I'd rather keep to myself how hurtful it was to be considered a less serious option, a non-contender for long-term monogamy. And then one day, she came over to work on a project. She brought Fireball and kept me drinking until I could barely walk straight. She wanted one thing, and never mind that I was supposed to be her friend, that I would never love anyone but another girl, that I would never have a chance to outgrow this phase and settle into heterosexual adulthood. Later, a friend of a friend complained about coming out to her father-in-law as bisexual, about having threesomes and side relationships away from her husband. She mentioned this in response to my replies to why my family and I don't talk very often. It felt disingenuous to compare coming out as bisexual while married to a man with a daughter to what I had been through. There was a choice there, one that she did not have to make. And over the past 3 years, I have noticed a strong trend of women on Tinder being bisexual and using other women, usually lesbians, only for sexual release, but never considering them as a real serious relationship. I've come across women posting with or without their boyfriends, often hiding them in 3rd and 4th photos if they show them at all. And if the frame of the profile includes both of their names, it'll often be preceded by a statement like, "I just want to help my wife explore her sexuality," Or, we're just looking for an interested female to play with. And this is the majority of who is on these dating apps looking for women. They don't want lesbians as a potential partner, but as someone to use, as someone to sexualize, as someone to revive a dying relationship. It's objectifying and disgusting. That's not to say that all bisexuals are bad. Not everyone is looking for a threesome. Not everyone is promiscuous. But there is enough of a trend that it's hard not to be tired of it. Not to mention there are other trends. Gay for college is another. The thing about stereotypes is that they're based on an observed reality. It's unfair to judge a person solely based on them, but when you observe it enough, it's not truly a bias. It's from experience. The reason why so many gay people are hesitant to date bisexuals is because we did. We dated them. We fell in love with them. We were hurt by them. And so to say bitterly that they should choose a side or that they're promiscuous, it's not just perpetuating a long-held bias. It's one built from being used over and over again, of observing the couples looking for threesomes and the women who eventually settle into a marriage their parents will support. I still reach out to bisexual women. I would still be open to a relationship with one. But you can bet I vet her far more seriously than I would another lesbian. At the very least, I have to be assured that there will be no men brought into the mix, now or ever. This, dear viewers, is where we part. Once again, I'm asking you to leave comments down below with any questions you might have for me. Any topic, any question. I'll be compiling them into a question and answer video down the line. Please let me know what you think of this topic. I know it's a complicated one, but I appreciate any opinion on the topic, even ones that do disagree with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.